Welcome here to the Wine with Jimmy channel. Thank you for stopping/clicking by. Delighted to have you on board. This is a wine educational channel designed to help those of you just want to know more about specific topics like key countries, key regions, grape varieties, winemaking techniques, grape growing techniques, and so on. My videos always closely follow a syllabus of a major wine qualification or major text. So if you are studying the world of wine, you will find them really quite correct and useful for your arduous but enjoyable studies. Welcome to a series here on Portugal. So this is in series 7 of Portugal, looking at the other parts, so outside of the major regions. And we are here looking at the Tejo of Portugal. This is available as free content. And if you have any comments or questions, perhaps you've been to Lisbon, you've been to Tejo, you've tried the wines, you'd like to leave a comment, get in touch, recommend, please do in the comments section below this video. Make sure you click like and subscribe as well. Well, let's rock and roll, talking about the location of Tejo, and then we'll go through the climate, topography, geology, and then we'll go through grape varieties. So here we are in terms of its location. So it's highlighted in red there. It's landlocked. So this is inland from Lisbon, which is, of course, on the Tajo River. And when this was first recognized, the wine region was known as Ribatejo, meaning something like above the Tejo or beyond the Tejo, for example. And it was a way to differentiate from the region Alentejo, which means something like after the Tejo. So basically you have Ribatejo and Alentejo, but today that has changed. In 2009, it simply changed its name to the river that crosses it, Tejo. Okay, so it's no longer called Ribatejo, it's Tejo. Okay, a little bit easier to remember. It accounts for about just under 13,000 hectares, of which only 2,500 of those are used for DOCY. And the just under 13,000 hectares accounts for about 8% of Portugal's total vineyard area. Now, in the past, production was focused on volume and vineyards around the fertile riverbanks, which were able to provide, of course, nice, sizable, high yields. But following the inclusion to the European Union for Portugal, a substantial number of vineyards on the fertile soils were taken out, and new plantings of higher quality grapes have been focused upon on the less fertile soils in both the north and the south of the region. Okay, so the DOC and IGP wines account for about 30 million litres, which is up from about 15 million litres only about 6 years ago. Quite a big increase in this area. You'll see Santarém there, which is a picturesque medieval city within the district of the same name. It's quite hard to sort of focus on this on your map. Let's have a look. Where you see the river running through is the Tagus or the Tejo. And as you come down from east to west, about sort of 3/4 of the way down is Santarém, okay, in your picture. This is a beautiful city with Gothic art and architecture abound. And the city has the most number of Gothic churches in any city in Portugal. The region, though, of Tejo is broadly Mediterranean with hot, dry summers and mild, wet winters. The rainfall is about 750 millimeters of rain per year. There's about 2,800 hours of sunshine per year, but there are variances in climate and soil across the region. So let's go through those variances. First of all, in the north. So on your map on the left-hand side, above the river of the Tagus or the Tejo, I've highlighted the red area, okay? Now, this is the north. It has slightly higher rainfall. It has also clay and limestone soils, sometimes with some schist, and it produces mostly red wines. This area is called the Barro, and it's the Barro soils, which are basically these kind of clay soils. That's what it means. Barro means clay. So that's that northern part. Then around the river, it's highlighted here in kind of like a grayish color around the Tagus River, the Tejo. This is a fertile alluvial area, and vine vigor here must be controlled. These are what we call the campo, or the riverbank soils. It's an area that produces mostly whites. So there's two of the areas, the north, which is the Barro, and then the middle area, which is the river, which is called Campo. You'll see in the picture here are some of the alluvial river stones found in the Campo area. Then we find the southern section, or the Charneca. This is the driest and hottest area on poor sandy soils mostly, producing red and white wines. It's the yellow highlighted area on your map on the left-hand side. And you'll see the sandy soils in the picture just there. A little bit of labeling around Tejo. Tejo is both the name of the Vino Regional and also the DOC. The Vino Regional, which is the label on the right-hand side, Casa de Collera, says it here, Vino Regional Tejo. This is a wider area permitting a wider variety of grapes and larger maximum yields. It produces substantially more wine than the DOC. And on the left, you have a label of the DOC, and it clearly says under the vintage there, DOC do Tejo. There is also considerable production of wine without geographical indication as well. Now, the Tejo, about just over 2/3 of the production is white, and most of that is Fenar Pires, okay, which we've discussed previously when we went through the Lisbon wine region. Now, both the DOC and the Vino Regional both allow a range of Portuguese and international grape varieties, the most common being, excuse me, Trincadeira, Castelao, Aragonês, Touriga Nacional, Syrah, and Cabernet Sauvignon for the red wines, and then, of course, Fenar Pires, Arinto, Alvarinho, Sauvignon Blanc, and Chardonnay for the white wines. The majority of wines are made in a fruitier style for early consumption. They tend to be acceptable to good and are inexpensive, but a growing number are higher in quality, and in fact, premium wines are being produced. Look out for Quinta da Lorna, which you see in this picture, but also other labels are found too that you'll see. Pedro Sereno, Quinta do Caso Monteiro, for example, as well. Well, that brings me to a conclusion for the Tejo part. Please do join me for part 4, which is on the Azores or the Ashores. Now, this is actually an area which is not found in the syllabus for the diploma, but I've added it in for good measure because this volcanic archipelago makes wonderful expressions of wines which are well worth seeking out. If you have any comments or questions about Tejo or Portugal or anything else, please do get in touch by commenting on this video. And if you find yourself in the UK, please come and say hi for a class, glass or bottle. I've been Jimmy Smith. Ciao for now. Goodbye.